So it's carrying on the Christmas theme, so these were a couple of the watercolour demos I did over the last couple of weeks. So that was those. And I had this one, I actually started at home, I wanted to work this up as a peg painting. And I don't know, I was sort of kind of fairly happy in some respects, but it just seemed a bit bleak, so I just wanted to see if I could play around with it and change the lighting. So I'm not too worried if it works out or not. This was a picture I found on the internet, which is actually from a slightly different angle. It's kind of looking, yeah, from over here really. But I thought it was quite nice, sort of light and dark. So I thought it might be interesting to, you know, and this was oils. So the nice thing about oils is I can just play around with it, put more paint on. If it doesn't work out, it can all be wiped off and gone back to this layer. So the nice thing is that there's very little to worry about. You know, there's no minimal risk, let's say. I've gotten the medium I normally use, so I'll just use a little drop of this. It's a bit thick, to be honest. And these are the water mixable oils. I've got a couple of colours out, but I think. So I was thinking I'd like to make this bit brighter. I'd already lightened it a little bit. Let's stick that in there. But I think it needs to be lighter, but I possibly need to make this a little bit darker behind, just to get that to stand out. So I'll start with that bit. Mixing some browns and some reds, and a little bit of white, a little bit of the medium. I think that's a little bit more, oh that's too dark, let's go lighter still. And I'm going to add a little bit of water to it as well, because I think it's going to be too thick and stodgy on its own. So that's far too dark. So I'll start with some white and just mix that in. Just trying to find a nice, interesting colour and tone. So we've changed the whole character of the image, which is really what I want to do. Maybe a little bit lighter still. Like that. Just take these down a little bit. It doesn't matter too much in the foreground because this is where I need the contrast, is up here really. Just work that in with the medium. I'm quite happy for some of this colour and tone to show through that's here already. And then I shall lighten this edge here. Use a little bit of raw umber and some titanium white. Try and bring this edge out a little bit. Really just try and create a little bit more drama really there. I can soften those brush marks out and use the grain of the canvas a little bit there. It may possibly need to go darker this side. I'll sort of blend that a little bit. Blend that in kind of mid-tone. I think that's a little bit more like how I intended it, but it's a tiny bit lighter still. And then I think I'll try and get some nice bluish shadows. Although there's not a lot of blue in the sky, I just think perhaps something a little bit warmer might work. Or could work really. I've got some already. Just try and get a little bit more something going on. wise. Not sure about those. Maybe they're too blue.
Really brings it to life, doesn't it?
Well, I hope so. Yeah, I just felt it was a bit too blue looking. So it's an experiment. And the thing is, it in some ways it was all right. But it's not a fantastic painting, so it's good to play around with it and just see. Sometimes it's nice to experiment and just see where you can go with it. So we'll have one more week on this JIT project. Next year when we come back, I was thinking perhaps for the first month, some very quick projects, so something that we can complete in a week. So it could be like a drawing project or a very quick painting project, perhaps working quite small. So kind of weekly sessions, weekly projects really. And the first one I thought, which might be quite good, is perhaps to bring an object in, sort of an interesting object, and then we could have a go at drawing, or if you want painting, and then perhaps work quite quickly and perhaps swap them over if we manage to get through. So that'll be the first session, then we can kind of take it from there.